The British Raj, spanning from 1858 to 1947, was a significant period in the history of the Indian subcontinent, marking nearly a century of British colonial rule. This era profoundly influenced the region's political, economic, social, and cultural landscapes, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to shape modern India and Pakistan. Background and establishment of the British Raj. The roots of British involvement in India trace back to the early 17th century, with the establishment of the British East India Company, a trading entity granted a royal charter by Queen Elizabeth I in 1600. Over time, the company transitioned from a commercial enterprise to a dominant political force, leveraging military strength and strategic alliances to control vast territories. By the mid-19th century, the company's dominance faced significant challenges, culminating in the Indian Rebellion of 1857. This widespread uprising, fueled by various factors including economic exploitation, cultural insensitivity, and political disenfranchisement, was a turning point that led the British government to reevaluate its governance in India. In response, the British Parliament enacted the Government of India Act of 1858, dissolving the East India Company's rule and transferring authority directly to the British Crown, thereby initiating the period known as the British Raj. Administrative structure and governance. Under the British Raj, India was administered through a centralized bureaucratic system headed by the Viceroy, who acted as the Crown's representative. The administrative framework was hierarchical, with provinces managed by governors and districts overseen by British officials known as collectors. This structure aimed to maintain order and facilitate efficient tax collection, but it often marginalized local leadership and disregarded indigenous governance systems. The British implemented legal reforms, including the introduction of the Indian Penal Code in 1860, which sought to standardize laws across the diverse territories. However, these reforms frequently overlooked traditional legal practices and were perceived as instruments of control rather than justice. Economic policies and impact. The economic policies during the British Raj were primarily designed to benefit British economic interests. India became a significant supplier of raw materials, such as cotton and jute, to British industries, while serving as a market for British manufactured goods. This arrangement led to the deindustrialization of India's traditional handicraft sectors and created economic dependency. The construction of extensive railway networks facilitated resource extraction and the movement of goods, but was less effective in promoting internal economic development. Additionally, land revenue systems, like the permanent settlement, imposed heavy taxes on peasants, leading to widespread indebtedness and contributing to famines due to the emphasis on cash crops over subsistence farming. Social and cultural changes. British colonial rule introduced significant social and cultural changes in India. The English language became a medium of instruction and administration, fostering a new educated class that played a crucial role in India's socio-political landscape. Missionary activities and Western education challenged traditional social structures and practices, leading to social reforms, but also causing cultural dissonance. The British also implemented policies aimed at eradicating practices like sati, the immolation of widows, and promoting widow remarriage, which had complex implications within Indian society. Rise of Indian nationalism. The late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed the emergence of Indian nationalism as a response to colonial rule. The Indian National Congress, INC, founded in 1885, became a pivotal platform for articulating demands for greater self-governance and civil rights. Leaders like Bal Gangadhar Tilak advocated for Swaraj, self-rule, inspiring mass movements that sought to challenge British authority. The partition of Bengal in 1905 by the British, intended to divide and rule by creating religious divisions, inadvertently galvanized nationalist sentiments, leading to widespread protests and the eventual reversal of the partition in 1911. Mahatma Gandhi and the Nonviolent Movement. A transformative figure in India's struggle for independence was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, popularly known as Mahatma Gandhi. Returning to India from South Africa in 1915, Gandhi advocated for non-violent civil disobedience as a means to oppose British rule. His leadership in movements such as the Non-Cooperation Movement, 1920-1922, the Salt March, 1930, and the Quit India Movement, 1942, mobilized millions across diverse backgrounds, emphasizing self-reliance and nonviolence. Gandhi's philosophy not only challenged colonial authority, but also sought to address social issues like untouchability and promote communal harmony. World wars and their impact. India's involvement in the World Wars had profound implications for the independence movement. During World War I, over 1 million Indian soldiers served overseas, fostering a sense of national pride, but also leading to economic strain and political unrest at home. The post-war period saw the implementation of repressive measures like the Rowlatt Act, which curtailed civil liberties and sparked widespread protests. The Jallianwala Bagh massacre in 1919, where British troops killed hundreds of unarmed protesters, intensified demands for independence. In World War II, India's forced participation without consultation led to the Quit India movement, a mass protest demanding an end to British rule, which was met with severe repression but further united Indians against colonialism. Path to independence and partition. The conclusion of World War II left Britain economically weakened and facing increasing pressure to decolonize. Negotiations between British officials and Indian leaders, complicated by religious tensions between Hindus and Muslims, led to the decision to partition the subcontinent. On August 15, 1947, the British Raj ended with the creation of two independent dominions, predominantly Hindu India and predominantly Muslim Pakistan. The partition triggered massive population displacements and communal violence, resulting in significant loss of life and enduring animosities. The legacy of partition continues to influence India-Pakistan relations and internal dynamics within both countries. Legacy of the British Raj. The British Raj's legacy is multifaceted, encompassing both infrastructural developments and deep-seated socio-economic challenges. While the British introduced railways, telegraphs, and a modern education system, these were primarily designed to serve colonial. The British Raj shaped the Indian subcontinent in profound ways, leaving behind a legacy of both progress and pain. Its end in 1947 marked the beginning of a new journey, one of independence and rebuilding. That's all for today. See you later. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical insights.